Warning: this podcast is about the horror genre, specifically horror films. As most horror movies are filled with coarse language, violence, and/or gore, the topics and language of the cast of the pod will also reflect the genre. If you have any issues with the aforementioned warnings, please press stop. But if you have no issue with adult language, movie violence, or the accoutrement that accompanies horror films, please feel free to continue. You have been warned.
You have been warned. So, welcome back to Cast of the Pod, the podcast where we go into, I wouldn't say go into depth on these movies. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's more of our reaction, our feeling, and if we saw it a long time ago, also the nostalgia of horror movies. And today we have a new one. I think it's new for all of us. Speaking of all of us, we have over here, I'm pointing over here, but we have Cobweb. How you doing, Cob?
I'm doing all right. The Zoom messed me up. I'm like, what is he pointing at? Is he like pointing? I'm like, I can't see your hand. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Here we go already.
Cobweb via Zoom, and my lovely wife Deb, who's actually hiding behind me in the chair over there, but we have another camera on her. We can pretend she's somewhere else in another.
People don't have to know I'm hiding behind you.
Oh, spoiler alert! My bad. They have been warned. And then myself, my name is Josh. We are the dream team here at Cast of the Pod. If you want to reach out to us, you can reach us at castofthepod.com. If you want to reach out to Cobweb 411 because he's got that info. Mm-hmm. Then, if you're old school and you want to leave us a message or tell us what we're doing wrong, tell us what we're doing right. If you want to tell us, what we should talk about next, call us at 786-763-2278. We want to start playing the messages on here, but y'all got to leave the messages first.
Yep.
So that's 786. You're waiting for the message?
Yeah, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for the messages. I want to see who's going to actually step up to the plate and say, hey, leave a message at the beep.
And if you want to keep on leaving me and Cobweb down like that without leaving the messages, you can go to any of our social medias are at Cast of the Pod. And then my personal one's Old Married Gamer. And y'all don't need to know Deb's. Stay out of those DMs. Deb,
but it's right there.
Mrs.
On the
MG.
clip. See? Right here.
Why are you going to bring that shit up, Deb?
Look, it's right there. It's right there.
She's tracking it.
It's right there. Right there.
Next podcast, you don't get a screen. Shit.
See? It's already.
Now I'm going to have to put this episode out on YouTube with the video so people can... She's doing video podcast shit on an audio podcast.
Man. That's why they got to get the full repertoire from us, man. They got to get it all. It all.
Yes. So today we're talking about... Wait. That's not how we go into it, right?
No.
We're doing something special. We're doing something special all month long in October. It's Halloween, and horror and Halloween go hand in hand. And not only is it Halloween, you take the movie Halloween. And who do you think of when they say Halloween? Deb, who do you think of?
Who do I think of?
Don't say Michael Myers.
Don't say Michael Myers?
Don't say Michael Myers.
How about Sam?
Oh my God. Cobweb, who do you think of when I say Halloween?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I thought you were gonna say Dr. Loomis. I was like, no.
No, I don't care about no damn Dr. Loomis. Man, get this thing going. Now, Dr. Loomis,
Or is he Detective Loomis? Dr. Loomis, whatever his name is. I'm already all confused. Jamie Lee Curtis, you were right, Cobweb. You're right. We all think of Jamie Lee Curtis, the queen of Halloween, the Scream Queen, the original Scream Queen. And we've got two hashtags going on right now. And it's two hashtags because Cobweb mixed up his. And then I mixed up mine. And it's the same thing, but it's a little different.
It's the same thing.
But this is Cast of the Pod, and this is how we do things here. I'm going with hashtag Don't Hurt Us, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yep.
Cobweb's going with Jamie Lee Curtis, Don't Hurt Us.
It's the same
That's
thing.
the one Deb came up with.
Deb don't know shit.
Oh snap!
She already got me mad pointing at her Instagram stuff.
Man, I refer to Deb, man, for every information or something like that. I point right to the Deb, and Deb knows exactly what's going on. You know, mine's like a steel trap over there. You know,
like right there, cast of the pod.
Then yeah, cast of the pod. Anyway, so our tribute to Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us. Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis. Definitely, please don't sue us.
Right, I have been trolling her a little bit.
Because if she wants a percentage, hell, if she wants 100% of the money that I've made off of Cast of the Pod, she can have all lifetime $12, not counting how much it costs to run this shit. We had to take all that away, so she can sue me for half the debt.
Sue you for half the debt? She just jump on board. She'd be like a student loan.
Yeah. But we love Jamie Lee Curtis, so please don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis. You see what I did there? I said Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh yeah. Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis. So I mixed both of them together there.
Look at this guy here.
I'm smart too. It's not just Deb.
He's got a million of them.
So we're starting this month with I thought we were just gonna do Halloween stuff, and then Cobweb, you come up with these great movies. Well, sometimes not so great movies, but there's stuff that we hadn't seen before, which makes it pretty cool. And I personally have never seen, what is it called, Deborah?
Terror Train
before. I was gonna say Terror Trips, but that's the one that me, Deb, and Chuckles did a couple months back. That Terror Trips movie. That movie was horrible.
Yep, but not.
We're talking about Terror Train.
Terror Train.
Cobb, what did you? Let's just go into a little bit of the beginning of it when you started watching it.
Okay. First I pulled it up. You know, when I threw this joint in, right? My buddy at work told me about it because I was telling him we was gonna, do this Jamie Lee Curtis month, and he was like, "Well, you got to do Terror Train." Nice. And I was like, "What the?" And I was like, Terror Train, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a horror movie buff. I give a big shout out to Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Yeah. So I'm sitting up here looking, and now I pull this joint out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is the shit. You know, it starts off with that college prank, and that was a hard prank.
Dude, it was messed up.
That was messed up. That was a hard ass prank. That dude took it way too far than it needed to go. Yeah. With that prank, with the dead body and everything else like that, that was just pretty wild, and I was like, this is 1980, when they used to get away with that shit,
Yeah, that was hazing back then.
That was hazing. That was true hazing.
Not spraying you with water and making you run around outside all day and you get dehydrated and stuff. That's messed up too. But not even close to, you know what? Right here on IMDb, just like how you brought it up right now. 3 years after a prank went terribly awry. I mean, terribly awry. What did they expect? They put a dead body in a bed, and then they told. We'll get to that in a second. The 6 college students responsible are targeted by a mass killer at a New Year's Eve party aboard. I can't even talk. The movie's got me. Aboard a moving train. It was written by T.Y. Drake, not Ty, but T.Y. Drake, Daniel Grodnick, Judith Roscoe, directed by Roger Spottiswoode, and it starred Ben Johnson, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Hart. His name is Hart Bochner.
And who else?
Ben Johnson, Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, David Copperfield.
Yes.
For those of y'all who don't know who David Copperfield is, look him up. He played the magician. He is a magician. He's also the devil. David Copperfield is the devil, just straight up.
Oh my God!
People want to talk about Chris. Yeah. People want to talk about Chris Angel and shit like that. The Chris Angel, I don't care. I don't care what he does, what he says. He's not topping David Copperfield because David Copperfield's the devil.
What? David Copperfield does real magic.
Because he's the devil.
The devil. See,
David Copperfield. I know you listen past the pod.
I got a
YouTube.
story. I got
keep
a
one of my eyes out.
I got a story in this pod about David Copperfield that's gonna blow your mind away.
You met the devil?
I did not meet the devil. But it was there's something that happened when I was a kid with David Copperfield that completely screwed my whole head up.
Can we talk about stuff like that on Cast of the Pod?
Yeah.
Why
Whenever
not?
you
Okay,
want to
go.
hear it, I can tell you about it.
We can talk about whatever we want to talk about on Castle.
All right. Let me break this down because I know the teaser's out of the bag. So when we were kids, my brother Dwayne, me and him used to watch the Bozo Circus show every morning before we went to school in the morning. We had it on deck, when it was time to leave to go out to catch the bus. So we doing this, and then Dwayne is like, we like running late because he's on the phone in the morning. And I'm like, who the fuck? I was like, dude, come on, we got to go. And he's on the phone. He's like, I got him. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't pay no attention to it. I thought he was just talking crazy shit. So apparently there was this thing on the Bozo show about David Copperfield or something like that. And they had tickets to the show, blase blah, woo, woo, woo. And they were on there doing like a little thing about it and stuff. I was brushing my teeth, so I didn't see it, but he saw it.
Right.
So he tells my dad he's got tickets to the show. He's got like 4 tickets. So my dad's like, I'll get the rest of the tickets. You give me the information. And he buys the tickets to go see David Copperfield. So we're like, okay, cool. So we get downtown, and we thinking like, oh, this is straight, this is going to be a good magic show. I was like, man, I'm like, there's a lot of white people here. I'm like, I didn't see any black people at all, or Hispanic or nothing. I was like,
haven't you seen all the TV specials? Whenever there's like street magic and all that?
Yeah.
On all the TV specials, the black people, when they see magic, they run away.
I got another one for you, but we're going to keep it real on this one.
Okay.
All right. So I get they run away. The fuck is this shit?
not run away scared, but just run away like, oh shit, and then run away. That's what happens. That's what Chris Angel does. Maybe Chris Angel's racist because he only on all his specials. Go back and look. The only time he puts black people on there is when he does the trick. He's like, poof, here's the trick. And then everybody's like, no, and then runs away.
My sister was on Chris Angel's show. She's on the DVD box set. I'm
going to change the subject.
Right.
So what happened to David Copperfield?
The word of the day, magic. So
I went too far into that topic.
Right. So we get down there, right? And I'm sitting up here tripping, right? I'm like, man, this is a whack ass opening act for the show. And I'm like, man, what is this like what the hell is this? And I'm looking around, it's like this is a play or something. My dad's getting pissed off. Because he had got the 4 tickets for us, but it's 6 of us total, plus his new old lady and her 2 kids. So he had to get all these tickets, get us all up in the van, drive downtown to go see this junk, on a Saturday. And it's a lot of coordination to get all these kids when they all got different baby mamas. So he had to pull a lot of strings to get this shit going on.
Okay.
Right. So we get down there, and then all of a sudden my pops was like, he just started, what the fuck is the magic show? What the fuck is going on? Dude's like, shh. My pops was like, yo, man, don't shush me, motherfucker.
What was the opener? What was the opener doing?
Dude, the guy was like, he said, dude, da, 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 da. He rapped to him. He's like, man, we didn't go to David Copperfield, the magician. We went to David Copperfield by Charles Dickens.
Oh, shit. Oh.
We sitting up there like, what the hell is this junk here? Pops is like, he's like laughing, but he's looking at my brother like, you idiot. But he's like, I can only be mad at myself.
You okay over there, Josh?
Cobweb, my friend. I love that story. I completely forgot about the Dickens story, David Copperfield. And as soon as you said that, it all rushed back. Did you enjoy the rest of the play?
Hell no, we got up and left and went and got some pizza.
David Copperfield, and then y'all left, just like I said a few minutes ago.
Yep, we just got up and left. There was no magic involved. So the next week, he actually got us all back together because all the moms was like laughing at him because he was so goofy fucking this shit up. And so they all let us go again. And we actually did go see the David Copperfield magic show downtown.
That's
and
pretty
it was
cool.
And it was
But
pretty
I mean,
good. It was pretty good.
I mean, both sounds like a good trip, like something good to do and a good outing and everything like that.
It was just the look on his face when that dude shushed him. That jacked me up and shit like that. He was like, shh, shh, shh. And Pops was like, hey, motherfucker, you shush me. What the hell you think you is? I mean, the play's going on and people like looking and junk like this. And I'm just like, whoa. Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, I don't know how the rest of the podcast is going to top that. That is a great story. And for those of y'all who don't know about the Charles Dickens play, David Copperfield, I ain't got nothing on it to show you. But if you don't know who the magician is, David Copperfield, look on the bottom right-hand corner. You'll see his devil ass right there next to his devil horse.
He was pretty cool, though, in this movie, though. I ain't going to front. So, he was serious, though, about his magic.
Yes.
He was.
Yes.
He was very serious about his magic.
He was worried. He was worried, though, about doing tricks on camera because he didn't want to let any secrets out or anything like that.
Yeah, and then close up with the people.
Yes. He also had a hard time with his lines. When this movie was over, he's like, I'm not doing another movie ever again. And he never did a movie as a character ever again. He played himself on TV and some movies, but he never played a character in a movie ever again after this movie.
I thought he was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I thought he actually stole the show.
Yep. And I knew, spoiler alert, we're gonna jump to the end real quick. I knew he wasn't the killer.
I had an idea who the killer was. I did have an idea who the killer was because I had a feeling that it was that I did think that it was his. At first, I thought it was his assistant. I really did think it was her, but then it threw me off again when I looked at it and I was like, wait a minute. When she came out, I was like, she's not the killer, But the way they played it off so far and everything else like that, it was really wild, man. That was pretty freaky, bro. And you know what? It explained a lot why he was dressed up like that, like he was. Because even after the play, when they played that prank on him at the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying? When he went off at the after they did the prank on him with the dead body, right? Would have screwed my head up too. Because if I'm sitting up there thinking I'm about to get with Jamie Lee Curtis in this nice looking football jersey right here, and I get a dead body instead, I'm gonna freak the hell out too. Yeah.
Here's the thing. We'll go straight into the movie and get back into the movie. They're medical students. It's in the early 80s, late 70s. And so they're at a party, and I guess, what do you call them? Pledges?
Yeah.
Are the freshmen or whatever they are. Are they called freshmen in college? What are they called?
I think they are freshmen.
Yeah, they're freshmen. They're freshmen, I guess. Out of pledges.
Yeah, whoever the pledges are, they got to wear beanies on their head, and they're picking on them and all that. And they tell them, if you don't get laid, you can't take your beanie off for the rest of the year. And so they tell this one guy, Kenny, hey, we set you up. And the guy's name is Doc. He's like like a sophomore, right? Like,
I believe so.
Yeah, because maybe. At the 3 years later, says they're graduating.
He wasn't wearing a beanie.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a newbie.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Doc says, set this girl up for you, blah, blah, blah. And then they show Jamie Lee Curtis looking like Alanis Morissette from the damn, Ironic video. She looked just like her.
That's where Alanis Morissette got it from.
Yeah. And then she tells this one girl, she tells her, I don't know if I could do this, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, it's easy. Don't worry about it. And they walk into the room. And right when they walk into the room, Jamie Lee says, who's that over there? And they're like, oh, that's Doc's friend.
So she didn't even know.
But here's the thing, though. She's almost just as guilty.
Almost just as guilty. But remember, She said that she went back to go see him at the hospital the day after it happened, but they wouldn't let her see him because she came back to apologize.
Yep.
So what she was doing with the prank was she thought that they were going to have this guy come into the room under the terms of that they were going to hook up. And she's even doing her voice, come over here, kiss me, blah, 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 blah. Right? Thinking that Doc's friend is on the bed, not knowing who the friend is or what it is or anything like that. But all she knew was that Kenny, right, Deborah?
Mm-hmm.
That Kenny and Doc's friend were going to get down. So Kenny gets in the bed. She's standing behind the bed talking, right? Kenny gets in the bed and it's a dead body. Arm comes off, already had the autopsy scar on her chest and everything like that.
Yep.
Kenny gets up, starts freaking out, puts his hands up in the air, gets caught up in this mesh net, mosquito net, whatever, around the bed. Next thing you know, it jumps to 3 years later.
That Joker went crazy.
I don't blame him. See, well, we don't know at the beginning of the movie, though. We find out later on was he was already a little crazy.
A little crazy.
I don't know
if you see his underwear.
No, I did not notice his canary yellow bikini underwear.
Right. That was indication number one. This is 1980. You know how in the 80s and the early 70s they used to, I ain't sorry about this, but they used to really try to play homosexuals as crazy or mentally challenged or something else like that in these movies, which was straight deranged thinking. Well, that's what they tried to pin that off on people.
That's why we can't do Sleepaway Camp, because the whole thing about Sleepaway Camp is at the end of the movie, the girl is a guy,
right?
And that's the reason why she was scary and creepy. So that's why we don't do Sleepaway Camp, because it's like, ugh.
Exactly. It's just what they do. You know, that's how Hollywood was. You know, wrong.
But you are correct about that. But so we find out that when Kenny was younger, he's tied to a death, and they thought it was accidental. They couldn't prove that it was on purpose or anything like that. But what we know now, by the end of the movie, we know Kenny's a little jacked up. So it's 3 years later, and they're getting on a train. Come to find out, it's a New Year's Eve party.
What were they getting on?
On a train. Terror train.
Well, the terror train. They were getting on the terror train.
On the terror train.
I'm just gonna go. Let me change this picture of David Copperfield over here. I have some other pictures I want to use. I'm gonna go off and say that the conductor is one of my favorite heroes on a horror movie ever now.
Yeah. I would say that, Deb. Deb, what do you think? He was the one that kept the party solid.
Deb's over here yawning. Deb's over here yawning in the corner. Did you see that?
No.
You got a camera on you. Deborah, you got a camera on you. You can't be yawning in the corner. You got to fake that shit.
I'm sorry.
So Cobweb was asking. What were you asking, Cobb?
The conductor, how he handled finding the body, everything. It was so professional.
Calm. Yes, he was all calm. He was like, found the first body, and then he went to his other guy, and he was like, "There's a dead guy." All calm, like nothing. And he's like, "Come on, let's go look at it." All calm.
But yeah,
I would have been all scared, like, "Oh my God, let me off of this train."
Yeah, right.
He kept all his shit together and stayed calm. Tried to get people to not see the body.
Yeah, you know what you missed at the first killing of the first guy that we got on the plane, got on the train. They killed him, one of their first guys.
Ed.
And they thought, before he got on the terror train, they thought that he was playing a joke or something like that, but he was actually bleeding out right then and there.
Yep, he got stabbed, and he's actually, that mask makes up, I think they said like 12% or maybe 25% of the movie. That Groucho Marx mask that he's wearing.
Yeah,
and it's on all the posters and all the advertising, they ran with that. But this killer, every time he kills somebody, since he changes the costumes, because they're having a costume party on New Year's Eve on this train. So everybody he kills on the terror train, yes, he wears their costume.
I gotta say this. except for the murders, this train was popping.
Yes.
I told Josh I want to go on a train. I want to go ride.
Yeah.
I've never been on a train.
What did they have? What was going on?
They had a
they
band.
Had magic.
Yes. They had the great David Copperfield, right?
She said the word. I told her, Deborah, if you're gonna be doing that shit every time the magic word happens, please turn away from the microphone. Don't be yelling in the microphone, peeking out.
Oh man.
I had to turn my face.
Right. What else did they have on that train? They had that. They had an unlimited supply of booze. What else?
They had food.
They had the food cart, the drinking cart, the magic cart. They had dancing.
The band was hot.
The band's name was Crime.
The band was good.
Yeah.
They were playing. They had it going on. They had like a little disco party going on in there and everything. Dude.
It was kind of cool that they were right in the center and you had to walk around them, or you can walk behind them and go into the next cart and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were on it. That was a party.
With the like you said, with the exception of the murders,
it was a good train.
It was a good thing.
Yeah.
Terror train.
I want to get on a train. What was that?
Whoa. What the heck is that?
That's over there.
Yeah, that's over here.
So I'll be honest with you. As soon as Ed gets stabbed in the gut and they leave him on the tracks, and then the train runs over him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The train runs over him, cuts him in half. You don't see the cutting in half or anything like that. But it looks like they had a mannequin hand there, and it looks like it started going over the hand, and then they cut.
Well, because he had a helmet, didn't he?
Well, he had that like safari hat.
Yeah.
Right.
And the train ran over the helmet, the hat.
And then they turned off all the lights. They're like, all right, these people are done. We're shutting this stop down for the night. But damn, what was I gonna say? Something about the first kill.
Okay. The first kill? That was the first kill.
Yeah, that was the first kill. And they stabbed him. And you didn't even see when they stabbed him. You just like saw everybody all excited to get on the terror train.
Everybody had already been pre-gaming, so they're already all a little drunk. And they're like, Ed, that's hilarious. It looks like you really got stabbed. Ha ha ha. And he's got the sword sticking through him.
And he's just looking at them like.
So as soon as I saw Ed's bleeding out with the sword stuck through him and all that, right? I thought to myself, it's got to be the magician because it's a magician sword, and it's got to be the guy from the party.
Okay.
Not realizing
already.
Yeah, because I mean, they spent all that time, which they actually recorded after the movie was done, just to find a way to tie him into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
It did keep you guessing, like which one was it? Was it him, or because there was the two people that you thought it was throughout the movie. You know, it was either him or either it was the magician lady, his assistant. But turns out it wasn't either one of them.
No,
I thought it was a lady.
It was the lady.
No.
Yeah. He takes He takes the. We're jumping straight to the end and everything. He takes the wig off and everything.
When they're sitting down, it even goes back to a flashback.
It goes to a flashback and it shows when the whole time the ugly assistant was spoiler alert.
Wait, but there were two assistants. There was him and the one and the other chick. Because he killed the original assistant or whatever, something like that. And then he killed, because he only had one assistant. Right? And his real assistant, he killed her.
Did I miss the part?
I think I might have missed it.
Either he killed her, I think he killed her, or no, she had remember she came out there and she was in the out of the shower, and you knew that wasn't him. I mean her.
I'm gonna have to go back and look.
Yeah.
I was thinking just David Copperfield was into Kenny this whole time.
No, that wasn't Kenny the whole time.
Because she even called him Kenny.
Well,
that was not him.
No. She the assistant when they were like, "There's a killer back there. The magician's the killer," and then she's like, "Kenny." She said Kenny.
Yeah.
Trying to call the magician Kenny, knowing that the magician wasn't Kenny, but that this time, she was actually Kenny herself. I'm gonna have to go back and see. But
yes,
I remember the first time. I remember the first time they showed the assistant. I told Deborah, I was like,
"He looked weird." She looked weird.
I said, "She's pretty ugly." I said, "Is she a mannequin?"
Yeah, that's what I thought it was first.
Because she didn't even look human at first because there was so much makeup on her. So, I mean, we're jumping the gun here.
Yeah, there's so much to dive into this terror train. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry.
It's a mystery. It's a horror mystery.
This movie
is
the classic 80s style, late 70s, 80s style. I'll say this right now. Spoiler alert. I love this movie.
Yeah, right.
This is the type of movie that I think of when I think of what do we want to do on Cast the Pod. I like this kind of movie. I like this kind of movie so much that when we get to the rating on it, I want to change our rating scale. But we won't get to that until later on.
What do you like, the Miami Dolphins? You moving the goalpost?
Wow. So the first person to die after Ed, the first person on the train, once they already take off on the terror train, is Jackson. And Jackson's he gives me one of the best shots in the whole movie. Let me go over here and try to turn these off so they can see it. He's dressed up as a lizard. Look at that. Look at that right there.
Yeah, they had to kill the black guy first, right?
No.
Actually, no, it wasn't.
Ed was first.
Yes, you're right. He was second. But he was pretty cool because he had he was throwing the parties. Well, something like that.
He was like the coordinator or something.
Yeah. He was a pretty cool guy. But again, he was involved. Yep. He was involved. He
was one of the six.
Yep. Did you notice that who survived that he didn't go after?
Who?
The chubby kid. In the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, he had the beanie on too. That was the president. He ended up being the president of their class.
The one that was wearing the American hat.
Yes.
Yep.
Uncle Sam hat.
He had nothing to do with it, and he never went after him.
Well, I don't think he went after anybody else except
the guilty ones. Yeah.
But he did kill the other guy that. Not the what is he?
So we'll get to that death in a little bit. So, but they kill Jackson, and with like the weakest death ever, he hits him in the head once into a mirror, and the mirror breaks real easy and all that. And I'm like, come on, man, he's got at least the lizard head on. But he just like that. Now he's dead.
Yeah, but he was drunk already.
Yeah, maybe that's why he bled out real quick. Blood was thin.
Yeah.
No, he cut him up.
But conductor shows up, and for a while, it took a while because the door was locked, and everybody's trying to get in there, and they're like, "No, go to the other one." And conductor says, a couple of people made jokes saying that they could smell the alcohol through the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of alcohol to smell through a door.
Could they really smell it?
So conductor opens it up. I don't know. Opens it up, finds Jackson still in costume, blood all over the place. Goes and like Deb was saying earlier. Yes, Deb goes and tells the other guy. I don't know what the vice conductor. I don't know what are they called. The other guy.
I don't know. I don't know the whole train. I don't know all the terror train lingo. You know, all I know is the conductor.
Me too.
So
the conductor number 2.
Yes. So he tells them he goes, there's a dead kid in there. We got to go, see what's going on. Blah blah blah. So they go in there, and there's no blood, and the costume's there, and the guy's just kind of like twitching a little bit, and he just looks at the conductor like, really? His name is Carney, the conductor. He's like, really, Carn? He's like, there was blood. I can't believe it. So they help the guy up. They put him in a booth, right? Mm-hmm. In a bunk.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't know, man, these friends, because it was Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, when they took him out, didn't that one girl, Mitchie or whatever her name was?
Yeah, well, that's the point I was getting to. That's Doc's girlfriend, Michelle. Right? Hey, did you know Vanity was in this movie?
She was the Egyptian.
Yeah.
Yes, Vanity.
I kept telling Josh, she looks familiar.
Did you know she passed away in 2016?
Yes.
I did not know that. I looked. Yeah, Deb's like, who is she? And like, just I knew I'd seen her somewhere, I just didn't know who. And then we looked her up, and it's like, yeah, Vanity.
Yeah, Lake Minnetonka.
So then Mitchie ends up inside the booth, right? And she's mad because Vanity is Jackson's girlfriend. Right?
Yep.
And she sees Doc talking to Vanity. So she quickly jumps in there with Jackson, right? And it is funny because, and it is a little bit of their own medicine. At the beginning of the movie, Doc goes to shake Kenny's hand, and he's got a cadaver hand, and he's all freaking out about it. So when
who plays with dead body parts is funny.
Right.
Anybody pod people out there think dead body parts is funny joke? Let me know. Call and let us know.
Yes. So he's feeling up on Mitchie, and you see Jackson's hand, you know, and there is a complexion difference between Jackson and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
You see Jackson's hand, and she is like, oh, you know what they say about cold hands, warm heart. And then all of a sudden she realizes she's just holding a hand. It got cut off the body. She goes to scream, and that's when they show that picture that I'm showing down there right now. And he just puts his hand over her mouth. He's like, shh. Next thing you know, she's dead.
Man. That was hardcore.
The death that I didn't get was Mo. Mo was the boyfriend to Jamie Lee Curtis. Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because he was just...
Because him and Doc, they realize what kind of asshole Doc is.
Yeah.
So Mo is out with, what was her name? Was it like Pet?
Something like that.
She had some kind of weird name. So he's in the room with that girl, and Mo tells Jamie Lee Curtis, Doc says, oh yeah, Mo's over there. Go check him out in the room.
Knowing that he's with that other girl.
With that other girl.
He's trying to get him in trouble.
So Doc is a backstabber, literally. And,
he set him up. He thinks it's always funny to hurt people with their jokes. Every joke has to be take advantage of somebody to the next level. Because I think he was trying to slip didn't he slip some drinks and some stuff in people's drinks?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. For the younger the new pledges and all that. He's like, wait until they find out what I put in their drinks. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, he's slipping stuff in their drinks, messing up relationships, all kind of stuff, dude.
But did you see how they killed Mo? Because they're just there on the train, and Doc's sad because the magician is good.
Yep, and he's all trying to heckle him.
Every time he does a trick or whatever, Doc's trying to do some kind of heckle, and he just keeps on coming back on him. He's just sitting there sad, and he's like, oh, this guy is doing better tricks than me, whatever. And then he turns, and Mo's dead.
I saw that.
They didn't show the attack. There was just all of a sudden there was blood.
It was weird because he was also, he had his head down. Mo had his head, Doc had his head down, and he was making snoring noises.
Because he was bored.
Yeah, and he
with
was
the
like,
magic.
Oh.
You don't have to do. You don't have to do that every time, Deb.
Yes, I do. It's the law. It's the law.
It's the law to cast.
It's the law.
He did it. He killed him when it was in the part of the magic show. There we go. In part of the magic show. When he was switching places with his assistant.
That's right.
That's when he did it, because remember, he was standing right next to him when they switched during the trick. And that's when he cut him up.
But no, that's when David Copperfield was standing next to him. David Copperfield wasn't the killer. It was the assistant.
He was not.
But we didn't know where she was.
Done.
we didn't know where she was the whole time until he brought her out.
Man.
True. What was the best kill for you?
I would say that one with Doc really screwed my head up.
When he cut Doc's head off?
Yeah, that was pretty messed up, because that's when he actually came out and he said what it was. He said, "Oh, this is a joke." He's like, "Oh, this is a he/she." When you saw the hand and he said the hand came down on the side and it had the fingernail point, the black fingernails on it to paint it.
I thought he said Mitchie.
Mitchie? I thought he said no.
Because they call her Mitchie. The girlfriend in the black dress with the black fingernails.
We're all gonna have to go back and look at it, watch it again.
Regardless, I'm gonna watch this movie again because spoiler alert. Like I said, I like this movie.
This movie was tight. I ain't gonna front, dude. This junk was tight because it was the only thing I didn't like about it a little bit was the sound quality was a little bit off. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't hear, because of the whir of the train and everything else like that. You had to pay really close attention to it. It seemed like they actually filmed it on a train while it was going.
Yeah, there was a couple of times that I told Josh, what did he say? And we had to go back
and watch it again
because we couldn't hear what he.
Now they did film in real train cars. They weren't on the track. They were inside a warehouse and they were shaking the train. But they were inside real train. That's why some of the shots are kind of why they do the shot that way, because they didn't have the space. Yeah,
it was dark. As sometimes you just you couldn't see, which added to the mystique of it, completely. So, man, please.
In this movie, there's really no spoilers. You find out that the person that they bullied is the person coming back for revenge. Everybody gets it except Jamie Lee Curtis.
And she, I don't know. She didn't die, but he hit her and
tore her earring out.
Yep.
Yeah, that fight with him and her was
damage. She gave some damage and she took some also.
But yeah. So like I said, there's no spoilers on it really. But I like this movie. I like the look. If you look for those on the visual version of the podcast, if you look on the bottom right hand corner, that was creepy as fuck. They think he's dead, and then she's asleep on the train, and then his face just pops up in the window on the outside.
I was like, no!
Right.
Oh, wake up!
And you know what? And the conductor, the service guy that was supposed to be there watching the door, I'd have been like, no, dude, you sitting in here in the car with me.
Yes.
Yep. That's exactly what I said.
Man, that was he was relentless though, wasn't he? Kenny was relentless.
He was like, I'm not giving up.
No, he wasn't. She locked herself in the cage and he came back trying to poke at her through the cage.
Well, you brought up two things that in another movie that we're going to talk about later on, Barbarians, some stuff happened. I'm like, why don't they do this? And that's what they did. Me and Deborah were watching this movie, and it's conductor guy that was with her, right? I don't know what his name was. It's like, why is he leaving the room? Why doesn't he stay there? He's gonna end up dead. Then the camera comes around, he's stabbed with the same sword. I'm like, what? And then when she locks herself in that cage area, I told Deborah, I said, all he has to do is get a stick. All he needs to do is poke her with a stick. Then he comes out with that giant crowbar. Yeah. Starts poking her with a crowbar.
I was like, Josh, stop talking because he's listening to you. You're giving the killer ideas.
So when Jamie Lee, when Don't Hurt Us, Jamie Lee Curtis opens that door and pops him in the face with the door, in real life, the stunt person got hit in the face and it poked his face with the because it had that fencing on there, right?
Really?
And he started bleeding all over the place and all that. And Jamie Lee Curtis, Don't Hurt Us, she got upset and she didn't come back to the set for 2 days. She felt bad for popping
I can see that. It's Jamie Lee Curtis.
She's so nice.
Yeah.
She hurt him, but she's still nice because
Yeah.
Just don't mess with her.
Right, because it was like the classic runaway scene, like in Halloween, when she was running through the corridor hurt and trying to get away from him and everything else like that, you saw the classic.
Yeah.
You know, man, that was hot.
This movie,
there's so many things about this movie I liked.
Yes. What were you gonna say, Deb?
And like this movie, I was yelling at the TV. I was like, "Run! Run!" And I was, "Wake up! Wake up! He's behind you!"
Did anybody fall down and twist their ankle?
I don't think so.
I don't.
I was just wondering if that trope was played out.
No.
Because Jamie Lee Curtis don't hurt us. She was tough. I think she might have even been tougher than Laurie from Halloween.
I would say yes, because it was her opponent that she was able to fight with.
Yeah.
You know, because she had a smaller opponent, and it wasn't as barbarious. You know, you get this close to Michael Myers, it's over.
True.
You know,
true.
You know, but this guy you can tussle and Kenny was no joke. Kenny was no joke.
So Kenny sits down across the table from her, already tore her earring out and all that, and he says, "Kiss me," and she kisses him. I thought she was gonna like try to stab him while she was kissing him or something like that.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah,
bite his lip or something.
And then Kenny gets up,
right?
Yeah, he gets up and he's like, girl, kiss me." Does the same thing, picks up his arms, and he's spinning around like how he did when he touched the dead body. So kissing Don't Hurt Us Jamie Lee Curtis to him was the same thing as touching that dead body. And then when that happened, I was like, there's something wrong with Kenny.
Yeah.
Oh, now you think there's something wrong with Kenny?
Yeah.
After the bodies left in the field, in the wake of Kenny's upsetness, now you think there's something wrong with him.
Well,
okay.
when you
Jamie
think
Lee
of
Curtis, have you seen True Lies?
Yeah, okay. This is true.
When you think about it, he was just trying to get revenge.
Oh, that's all.
They
Yeah,
did the same thing to him.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it okay, Deb.
No, it doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can understand why he went a little bit crazy. I mean, he was sitting up there. He was promised Jamie Lee Curtis in a sexy football jersey scenario. You know, lights off, candle lit.
He heard her voice.
Football jersey, high socks, drawers.
That's what he thought he was getting.
And then instead
what
he
did he
got
He got a dead body.
Right.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
With all the body parts cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, pieces of a dead body.
Yeah, pieces of a dead body.
They couldn't even give him a whole body. They gave him pieces.
Yep. Woo!
So
I mean, I don't know.
What are you trying to get to? Deb's like, no.
With Deb on this one.
Deb, the fuck is wrong with you?
What do you want him to do? I mean, look what they did to him.
But no, you're saying it. No, she's saying it like, well, if it would have been a complete dead body, it would have been all right.
Yeah.
He still could. What do you mean? Yeah.
It was to a whole nother level. You don't know what you're talking about.
It's not like they killed the person. Like they got it out of a morgue or something.
Well, no, but the way you're saying it is like Ed could have still hooked. I mean, not Ed. Kenny could have still hooked up with the dead body.
No.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
You're hearing wrong. I'm saying he did what he did because what they did to him.
Nah, I'm hearing you say, well, all he had to do was dump her in the bathtub with hot water and warm her up a little bit. That's what I'm hearing.
I don't know. You need to change your headphones or something because that's not what. That's not it. That's nothing
wrong with you.
There's nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. I did not say that. I did not say that.
I'm gonna go back to the recording.
Yeah. So let me get this. So are we in agreement about this? How screwed up this part was with Kenny at the end when he kissed Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
And
he started wigging out. You know, was that?
I was confused.
And so was Kenny.
Was he having a flashback, or was it just because he kissed the girl?
I don't know.
Maybe both.
But yeah.
Maybe he got excited because he kissed a girl, but then he freaked out. Like he didn't know what to do.
Because he kissed Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
He wasn't Katy Perry, and he kissed a girl, and he didn't like it. Like,
it's just gonna be real.
And then he's spinning around, no. And then somebody, I think she like sidekicked him, like Bruce Lee sidekicked him, and then he flew out the train.
No, it was the conductor. He came in with the shovel.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. With the snow shovel.
Yes.
Pulled a Home Alone. The old man from Home Alone had the snow shovel.
It was the coal shovel for the train.
Coal, snow, same
and
thing.
then Kenny went.
Yes, he fell out the train, Winter Soldier style, out into the snow. They showed his body hit the ground, splat. Did you see the blood splat out in the snow?
Yeah.
And then they showed him drowning, and then they showed him floating down, and then he was still floating, and then he was still floating. It was like, okay, I get the point. You can cut away
right,
now.
He's dead. Right. There's no sequel. There's not going to be a part 2. You know what I'm saying? No, Kenny's dead.
Yeah.
You bastards!
Yes, it was.
Oh my God! You can't kill me.
Kenny.
Way to go, conductor.
Oh,
okay, so let's get into the score. Let's get into the score over here.
Oh,
so
man.
I said earlier that this movie, because me and Deb kind of had a little bit of this conversation on the way to work.
I couldn't wait.
So, Deb, what did you rate this movie?
I think I gave it an 8.
So she gave it an 8. Excuse me, and then I'll explain what changed after we do our calculations. Cobweb, what do you give this movie?
I give it a 9.
You give it a 9. Deb, what are you sleeping over there?
No, I'm whispering to somebody.
You give it a 9. I give it a 9. Divided by 3. 8.6.
So a 9.
Yeah, it's basically a 9. So I told Deborah, what did you gave it like a lower number originally, no?
Me?
No. You gave it the 8. But I asked her, I said, is this an 8 for all movies ever or for horror movies? Because if it's all movies ever, I'll give it a 6, maybe a 7.
No, but then I said mine was horror.
But if we're just talking into horror movies, right? 9, maybe a 9.5. Like you said, the audio was kind of chaff, but it had everything that I want in a horror movie.
Yeah, I would say so too. I always thought the cast of the pod is just, our rating system for how we feel it,
Yeah.
I think I would say so, man. That movie was tight. I was surprised I never even heard of it.
Ever. Ever, yeah. No.
Never heard of it. And that movie was really good. It was a really good plot. The character development was awesome. It was.
It gave me, I told Josh this movie, it made me laugh. Like, I was mad. It gave me anxiety. What the hell?
No.
It gave me anxiety, like when he was when Doc was in the cabin thing, and he kept looking into the closets, and I kept thinking he was gonna be right there.
Yes.
And I was like, no, don't open the door. Like, then he was sitting on the ground, and then like you would look forward, and it looked like he was underneath the bed or something, and yeah, the same look on your face.
No, but Deb's right. There was a whole bunch of times in this movie. It was like, all right, this is when it's gonna happen. This is when the jump scare is gonna happen. And then nothing.
And then all of a sudden, blah! And then there was a couple times where I jumped and yelled.
Oh man, when Doc's body came flying out in the head.
Yes, because his body was there. Didn't think he was gonna be decapitated.
No.
And then he comes out, and the eyes are just.
I was like, oh my God.
But don't forget about David Copperfield's our reigning magician. His death. he got put into the box.
Into the sword box.
Knives stuck through him. Yes, the sword.
I kind of thought that we were gonna find him in there only because Josh kept saying it over and over.
I was like, he's in the box. Deb's like, no. I'm like, he's in the box.
And then blood open. I was like, yep, you're right. He's in the box.
Man, that was deep. That was hardcore.
I'm
by
glad.
his own trade.
Yes, I'm glad we saw this movie. I'm
Me
glad. What'd you say his name is? Mike?
Yeah.
I'm glad Mike told you about this movie.
Thank you, Mike.
I'm glad October is coming up, and this is Jamie Lee Curtis. Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis month. And yes,
this one kicked it off.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. This is your horror fix right here. You want something good that you probably mostly a lot of people have never seen.
Right.
You know, because everybody was all Halloween. Because this came out in 1980.
Yeah.
You know, so this was
Is this
pretty
before
dope.
Halloween?
No, this is a year after Halloween.
A year after.
So
Yeah.
I want to do something new on our Cast of the Pod starting today with Terror Train.
What?
I want to do. Do we recommend it? Do we don't recommend it?
I recommend it.
I do too.
I do too.
3 out of 3. You know, because we can say, "Oh, this movie's great," but I mean, we don't ever tell people, "Oh, you need to see this." You know, is this movie going to come up on the list of, "Oh, you got to see this"? And I definitely think this is, "Oh, you got to see it."
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Not-
This is almost like in any horror film. You know, have you seen Terror Train? I feel kind of bad that I haven't seen it.
I agree.
It took us this long to see it.
Took
And
us
it was just
40
on
years,
time.
42 years to see this movie.
Jeez.
Deb,
Okay.
why you gotta mentally put those numbers in my head?
I didn't say the numbers. I just said it took us this long. You're the one
Man,
who calculated the time.
it wasn't that hard.
So what's the next movie we got coming up? Is it Road Games or
No, it's prom night.
Prom Night? Yes. So I think we're gonna have to take this Don't Hurt Us, Jamie Lee Curtis throughout October into November.
I got no beefs with that.
Because we got Prom Night, we got Halloween's,
We
different
got the
Halloweens,
Fog.
Halloween Ends, we got the Fog, we got Road Games or Road Game or something like that. And
Yeah.
so Terror Train, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and I think it's called Road Game, and The Fog all came out within like months of each other. So within a 2-year period, all these movies came out.
Wow.
Jeez.
She was working.
Yep.
Right. Prom
Oh,
night
it-
came out the same night as Terror Train, didn't it?
Like a couple months later or something.
Yeah.
So does that mean she was like filming all at the same time?
Well, they say Danny Trejo's the hardest working man in Hollywood. I'm gonna have to say that at this time, Jamie Lee Curtis was the hardest working Jamie Lee Curtis in Hollywood.
And
Yeah. She did, and she did it well. Okay. Yeah, that junk was hot. I
I concur.
recommend it. Yeah, it's man. If anybody go out there, just trust in the Cast of the Pod. If you disagree, call us and let us know, and we'll convince you why you're wrong.
We're gonna put up a table with their sign.
Yeah. Change my mind.
Right. We will convince you that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And that number is 786-763-2278.
It's coming.
And if you want
Yeah.
if you want the gimmick, it's 786 pod 2278.
Oh yeah.
And
There it
then,
is.
And then we'll play it live. Well, live for us, not live for y'all. But we'll play it live here on the pod.
227. Cast of the Pod.
Deb, you ain't got shit to do.
No.
You ain't Googling nothing this week.
It's like the dancing ball.
At Old Mary Gamer.
It's funny because we used to call Deb the DEB,
At
and then she became the GAD, right?
Mrs.
Uh-huh.
Because I used to be part of a comedy horrorcore rap group. And so, yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, I was.
Oh
and
my God.
Deb came up with this one line one time, and then we started calling her Gangster Ass Deb. So Gina
Oh.
D. But now as we've gotten older and calmed down a little bit, I was thinking about it last podcast. She became Google Ass Deb because she's just Googling everything and shit.
What did I say?
I don't know.
It's like it comes out and then I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right, Deb. The same thing happens to me all the time.
But yeah, I think that's all we got for Terror Train this time around. We give it an 8.6. It's one of our highest rated movies.
It's a 9. We give it a 9. We're just gonna round it up.
We're just
round
going
it
to
up. It was a 9.
Round it up.
We had fun with it. We recommend it. We're gonna watch it again.
Over and over.
I am going to put it on my physical copy list. I'm gonna have to find a physical copy of it somewhere and buy it.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth having. It's one of those movies now. Since this is the thing about Terror Train. Once you see it, it's now one of your Halloween favorites.
Yep.
You know, you got to pull that out.
It's up there on my list now.
Agreed. But all right, y'all. So until next time, don't forget, hit us up on our social medias: Cast of the Pod, Old Married Gamer, Cobweb 411. Don't even worry about Deborah's shit. She don't need those DMs. Deb misses OMG.
Deb, you know you're loved.
Everywhere. All over the place. They tell me all the time.
Keep my...
Look, right there. Right there.
I was gonna say, all y'all motherfuckers out there, keep my wife's Insta out your DMs.
Oh
man, I don't play like that.
Obi don't play that.
786 right here. 786-763-2278.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get all sensitive about alopecia, and then I'm gonna go up and smack somebody trying to DM her or anything like that. Deborah was so gangster. She had a real disease. She had cancer. She didn't have no weak ass alopecia. So I'll say that right now. Will Smith, Jada, right now.
Cut the shit. Cut the shit, okay? Cut the shit, all right? Seriously.
Will, I know you listen to us.
Right. Yeah, cut the shit, okay? Cut the shit. There ain't no reason for all that. Ain't no reason for all that. And she was sleeping with some other fool anyway on the side. So come on, man.
Poor Will. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that here in Cast of the Pod. I was just looking for the joke.
Oh, you nailed the joke.
Oh man. All right, y'all. So until next time, I'm Josh.
I'm Cobweb.
And I'm Deb.
See, we're very forward thinking here. She goes last. We're not putting her first in line. Very forward thinking.
I shake
it's
my
like the
fist
woman.
Hey!
You talking shit about her, Deborah?
Yes, I shake my fist at you.
I'm gonna turn off your camera now.
Oh my god! And I got to deal with this. Oh, what? You know what?
I got the power.
Right. See this balance. See the dream team. It's you really did turn the video off.
What are you doing? Trying to wave into my camera.
I was.
All right, y'all. So until next time, thank you. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next week with Prom Night. Jamie Lee Curtis, don't hurt us. Don't
Call
hurt
us.
Jamie
Leave
Lee
us some
Curtis.
messages.
Yeah, for sure.
I really want to make the shirt, but I don't want her to drop a cease and desist, and then she hurts us.
Yeah, really hurts us.
Yeah. Ah, what do we got to lose?
That's what I'm saying.
again.
Don't hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis.
They hurt us, Jamie Lee Curtis.
All right, y'all. Have a good one. Thanks. We'll see you. Well, we won't see y'all. Listen.
You'll see us.
Yeah, we'll check in next week.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.